Hey, what up? Sorry, just getting situated. Late night at work, hence being in my corporate douchebag wear. Sleeves up at least, if nothing else. Hopefully the technicals will be working okay, just because OBS decided to be a dick and stop displaying the game capture for Factorio. So right now I have it displaying the entire screen, and hopefully that's going to work out okay. It seems to go black whenever it changes resolution, so maybe we'll lose image when I load the game. Technical bullshit aside, let's get it on. Yeah, sure enough, blank. It'll come up in a bit. There we go. So, when we last left off, uh, we just gotten the basics of manufacturing down to Science 2, the green science, and had set up an initial defensive periphery, which, there we go. You can see a little bit better this way. You can see we have rows of turrets, turrets, a little sparse down here. Got to build this up. And got walls built up around most of the area. Also have started a line here, just more as a reference point than anything. It's obviously not going to protect shit. But just to show where the wall is going to be going next. Basically, I'm going to extend it out to here, bring it out, probably about out to here actually. Just enough to catch this nice little coal deposit and bring it into the fold. And then also capture all this juicy oil, which we are preparing for because the tech is unlocked. It's just a matter of getting steel moving along, which is going to be one of the main priorities for tonight. Basically, I'm focused on doing three things. Number one, getting that steel line going, which means I got to bolster the iron production as well. As you can see up here, the iron coming off of my production is sparse, so it's barely supplying what I already have going. That's not going to cut it for steel. Steel is a pig. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the second row of smelters and get a whole lot more mines going on that, which means that I'm probably going to have to go and extend power as well, because while I believe we are doing pretty good on power, oh no, actually getting a little tight at. So that's going to be one of the first priorities as it turns out. That was unexpectedly high usage. Um, Outside of that, gonna get more turrets built up. Complete the wall sections over on the side here. It's mostly complete, not a huge deal. Probably double up some of the sections that are getting hit a little harder. Already doubled up the western front, which is definitely going to be taking the brunt of the attacks. So, little addition tonight. Background music. Turns out, Spotify has royalty-free music. Fuck yeah. So we can have some generic electronic beats in the background to help drown out some of that goddamn computer noise. And there we have gun turret damage up. And basically, the technologies that I'm researching now are kind of fillers, just because we are waiting on steel, and so there's a lot of dependencies on that. And I've kind of gotten the jump on the stuff that I want to have ready when steel cuts loose. So this is just more bolstering what we already have in the pipe here. There's also some good stuff here that can lead to future technologies. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and unlock advanced electronics, even though I'm not even close to starting the reds. But that'll at least get closer to unlocking laser turrets, which I'm going to need because it's going to be crawling time soon. This one definitely got to go, this one got to go, and then there's another outpost that just popped up over here, and that's got to go. So, got some baddies that we got to go chase down, but first of all, gotta get the program going. Now, as you can see here, there's just not enough room. If I end up cutting a second line in, I won't be able to slide it into a splitter that would be sitting here, because the splitter will sit on top, and there's no room to drop it. So I'm actually going to cut this in one, since, oops, wrong way, since I can not do much as far as bringing that in vertically. Actually, I'm going to bring that over one more, because I really do need it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hang on, hang on, hang on. We're gonna be okay. Just stick with me. We're gonna be okay. I gotta get that ore. Ah! I got talking and wasn't paying attention. I'm like looking. There's ore on my iron belt. Not good. Not good. So we're gonna turn that into here and actually pull this shit out of here. Yeah, yeah. And we're gonna turn that in that way. Bitchin'. Okay, so now I can bring in the second row Bring that in there. There we go. So that's going to set up nicely. So the second batch is actually going to come in on here, as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted. Let's get some solar panels going, because we don't need shitloads of them. And we might not going to be able to cut straight to solar panels. Don't have oil production going yet. By the way, tonight's drink is the Dude Abides, the White Russian. Made with half and half, out of respect for the bearded one. Alright, so this belt's going to be coming in. In fact, let me see if I have. I do. Have enough materials to make the splitter. I'm going to have this come into a splitter on this belt because ideally, once I have the second row up, both of them will be producing enough that it'll fill up the belt. As you can see here, if this slamming in the side of it, this side of the belt is already full. In fact, this whole belt is filling up, which is nice. Must be taking away from, or I must have loaded up the chest that I had taken a little bit out of earlier, so that's taking care of itself. But it will get drained hard again once steel is in the picture, so it needs to perish that bitch immediately. So turn that in here, and now it'll go and split them in nicely. And then the one thing that sucks is that this is sitting open here, so I can't balance the belts very easily from where it's at. I say very easily because it is possible. I could bring this belt up underneath here, swing this second leg, and do some funky bullshit. Probably not going to bother. One thing that I will do, just for giggles, is bring that in here, because that will feed into this belt. It's not very efficient, but it'll work. I may even bring this to curl back into this side. Shits and giggles. Don't really gain any benefit out of it, so that's just more me fucking about. Alright, so I'm going to bring these belts up here. Now I'm going to leave this stoneworks running for a while, because I do want to get a lot more walls going, and this is just more for building up top here. But you can see, I'm going to be able to squeeze in, looks like I can get 2 more, so 14 furnaces. But the problem is that I wouldn't be able to get the ore down into it very easily. So it's probably going to be limited to 12. And we're taking some hits. 3 of the walls are being hit. No big deal. We got double walls up there. They're going to last a little while. They're taking minor damage. I mean, that went away quickly. Plus, I do believe that I have magazines of billets feeding into that area over there via belt. So, extra bonus. Actually, this one. I'm going to cut down here, to here, and then back up to here. That way, they'll go ahead and balance going into the section where the splitter is set. So, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and ore. Alright, so there's actually enough room I could squeeze this under that, yeah, I could probably, and by probably, most definitely, go ahead and get that extra pair of furnaces in there, which, given the space premium I'm dealing with right now, will be worth the hassle. Now I'm probably going to bring this up a little bit and then actually run a splitter off of here. I say probably, and I'm already setting up for it because I know that shit's going to happen. Bring that up 1, possibly 2. We shall see. Yeah, thinking it's probably going to be 2 because I need to merge this up above the splitter anyhow. So we're going to bring that in. And we're going to bring that in. So now our belt starts a little bit higher than before. I'm going to peel those off so that I can drop a split here. There we go. And that just saves me the trouble of having to run 2 more lanes over here instead, just to feed it all into 1. So now we got the iron ore and coal feeding into a second lane, which will then be fed with furnaces, which will then magically become iron plates. The nice thing about having that stuff situated up front is that it's a lot easier to play catch up. And I am already out of stone. Wow. Wow. No biggins. They're just gonna bring this motherfucker up here. Might even just drop it down an extra since I can't really do anything with that space anyhow. Oh shit. Which does remind me, I need to replace these in order to get that sucker done in again. Look at that, and it's going to be replaced down here. Gotta get a little adaptive just to make up for taking that bottom piece off, but that's okay. Very, very, very minor adjustment to make for the sake of a much bigger return on investment. So we'll drop those in there. I'm going to need more inserters. I still have not automated inserter. Well, I haven't automated inserter production for the sake of sticking them in my pocket, but I do have a whole buttload of inserters being produced here, so I can actually peel them off this belt safely because there's far more than enough for the grains. So it saves me from having to make them by hand. Of course, I still have that key going. Kill that. Kill that. Stop pissing around with that nonsense. Bring this up here, and here. Alright, cool. And then get some juice. You got the juice now, Grandma. Shut the fuck up. Bonus points for anybody who gets that reference. Alright. And now it's all hooked up. Excelente. So I'm going to go get that second row going. First get the belts in place so it's not just throwing that shit on the ground. Happy birthday indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and oops. Pop that there and alright. Yep, I'll be able be able to squeeze in 14 over there. I was only expecting 12, so extra bonus. Fucking A, cotton, fucking A. Pop these bad boys right now, and then drop these in here. Now there's actually enough room to squeeze another belt under there, so I could go ahead and drop a third column later if I really get the urge to do so. Probably will not. The nice thing now is that I have plenty enough here that I can go ahead and get steel realistically going. I'm still dealing with a bit of a stone shortage, though, and I need some stone for furnaces, so I'm going to gut them from there, and start getting those going. Now, the very first steel that I produce are actually going to go directly into making steel furnaces, so I don't want to make too many steel, or don't want to make too many stone furnaces, because they're just going to be picked up and tossed into the inventory and never to be seen again. Eventually I'm just going to be producing nothing but steel furnaces and get rid of all these stone, and they have no further use after that point. So any further stone furnaces that I produce are waste. But I do need to get the initial ones to get that going. And I thought, it's been a couple days, but I thought I had started stone brick production, and sure enough, I did. So grab some of those, so when the steel is churning out, I'll be ready to take advantage. I'm gonna come down here and get tough call on this one. I'm still hoping to squeeze in blue science down here, but it's looking less likely by the minute. So I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna run the steel line here. And, oh well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, I got so many red belts. I was concerned about oh well, fuck it. Stick that in there. I just wanted to get it out of my tool belt. It just takes up space unnecessarily. So, I think that, yeah, it's probably just going to be the steel belt right here. That's how it's going to be. So I'm going to run a path of iron here. I'll get the first two furnaces. I'll probably do a few more stone furnaces. In fact, I would usually lay down quite a few more because I usually have a lot more stone sitting in my pocket, but in this particular case, kind of hurting a little bit. I'm not going to bother with the electric furnace yet. Not nearly providing enough power for that. In fact, just check power again because we were tight. Alright, we're okay. Not putting too much that requires a lot of power here, so no mess. Now, the problem with this part is that it's so tempting to just go electric furnace and not have to deal with this bullshit. Because now I have to figure out some way to get coal into the line. But I don't have much of a choice, because if I go electric furnace, then I gotta produce steel to go electric furnace. Kinda goes both ways. No, I'm fine on irons. I'm just mulling about how to handle this coal question. Like, do I route an entire lane of coal, or do I just say fuck the second copper because I'm going to be good for a while here, and then maybe replace it later? Descissions. Like, I really don't want to bump a coal lane down there. Plus, it's like, I can do blue science down here, damn it. Damn it. It is possible. I mean, I'll have to use quite a bit of this space just for producing the greens and reds, but it is totally feasible. And given that I have this much of the lane left for producing copper, fuck it. We're just gonna pull steel up into this section here. Oh shit, look at all this ore. Let's get that out of there. Alright, didn't mean to get all celery man there. Oh shit! But it happened. Alright, so, I guess we could use those as markers. So I'm gonna run to... tempted to just go ahead and do this as double duty and feed iron off of here. I usually don't like sharing duties, but this one's probably going to stay full. I just don't want it... Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to give it its own lane. Because I don't want it draining out when I need it for other things. Okay. I'm going to run 2 lanes of iron up just to spare the need to try to join it and balance it down when it's getting merged back into the main here. Because it's going to come down, it's going to come over, and I'm gonna want to try to squeeze it in to have it run out this way. It's going to be a little tricky with the way things that I have things packed in right now. I'll probably have to like pull this belt down or some bullshit, but at this moment I'm not terribly concerned about it. I'm really just more concerned about getting steel started, because that's bottlenecking me pretty hard right now. So I'll go and start it down that far. Alright, so I've got the first 2, and that's probably going to be the... I say that, but I'm not sure. Well, fuck me sideways. I think I'm actually going to have to drop this one down this way just for the sake of making it easier to pull coal down. Because I can split coal off of this belt, jump it off a one-sider, and bring it over here. And allow me to demonstrate. It's just going to be pulling a lot of coal down off the lane from the copper, and that is, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. But I'm kind of stuck with a quandary because the coal source is up here, the iron source is down below, so I got to pick my battles at this point. Yeah, let's go ahead. Since I'm going to be producing steel, let's go ahead and get the good shit when it comes to power poles. Those fucking stubby little power poles. Oh, dick. Okay. So happy I found royalty-free music on Spotify. A lot of it too. A bunch of electronic house and shit like that. I figure it's good background music for Factorio. It's nice and technological like. But we can still groove. Yep, nothing sexier than a 40-year-old man in his corporate gear. Dorking out the video games. Oh shit. Yeah, my wife's probably sitting in the other room right now just going, no motherfucker, not a chance, She's just going out and buying batteries right now, just no, not even worth it, no. Still need to finger where I want to be pulling the iron off of. So probably, oh shit, since I already has this, I still need to get the coal. So what I was talking about splitting this, probably gonna get this backwards, but we're gonna give this a shot here, and if I fuck it up, then we'll refeed the other way. Nope, got it the right way. Okay, cool. So just in case you're not aware, if you take an underground belt and you put it sideways against a belt feeding into it, it's gonna take the material that's on the side that's open and shove it out the other side. So you can see I got the coal coming out from this side of the belt. Here's the open end, out onto the belt over here. So I just need another underground belt to put that one. I need actually a second underground belt. I'm going to, I'm gonna fly today. I'm gonna peel these up. And then slap one merge there. Wait for that one to be done. I'll slap another one there. And then I need a splitter. There we go. There we go. Ruh-roh! Ruh-roh! Oh, fuck. Oh, I may have to actually raise those up just to leave enough space for that damn thing to get through. And by may, I mean, that's okay. At least it's not fizzy. Really shouldn't make that much of a difference. It's just it may end up reducing the amount of furnaces I can have by one. Given the limited amount of space, a little bit of a concern, but this is still going to leave enough room for probably 14 to 16 furnaces, looks like. Which should be enough once they're up to steels to be producing a decent amount of steel. Bring this down a couple, just leave a little more room. Okay, now we can go ahead and bring the, oops, shit, there we go. If we can go ahead and face it in the right direction, it'll look so much better. So now I just need to bring the iron up into the side of this. So I'm going to take this handy little splitter that I made a couple minutes ago and run this shit right up into the side of the belt. Make sure they stay side by side. And boom, steel production is in effect slowly. This is actually a good place for some fast inserters because they require, I believe it's five iron plates per? Yeah, it looks like 5. So we'll throw down some fasties to keep that from bottlenecking my production. Get them out of there. They're going to take forever to produce each one. And it takes 8 steel to produce each one of those steel furnaces. So once the first 8 steel is in my happy little hands, then I will manufacture the first steel furnace and replace one of these fuckers, which will greatly increase the speed. See what kind of hit we're taking. 8 objects are being damaged. They are putting a fucking beating down over here. So let me be interrupted when I was about to say something. Let me go ahead and grab quite a bit more iron and then head my fat ass over to the west coast. Make sure, yep, I can make a few more turrets, and I got some walls in my pocket. Lots of walls in my pocket. So I can reinforce this wall that's just getting the shit kicked out of it. So we'll add a second layer to that. And roll out a couple more turrets. Oh, and I need to get ammo feeders running onto these now because it doesn't do much good to set up belts bringing ammo if you don't have an inserter to put the ammo on the belt. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna put you right here. I'm gonna give you a feeder right here. And it's gonna have to wait for some magazines to come through. And I'm gonna put another one. Oh, I'm not gonna put another one right there because it just simply is not enough room. Whatever. There's actually enough firepower over there to last quite a while, but more the merrier. There was only one person who ever said there were enough guns. He got shot. Okay. Now, we get our first steel furnace produced. Woot. Dozo motherfucking woot. Which will immediately go into steel production, just so that I can get more steel for more furnaces. It's a recursive process. And I should actually be close to having the second. Yep. Bam, there it is. So both of these are now replaced. We'll put that there. Since I already have these two sitting here, I'm going to at least put them to use. But I don't want to manufacture anymore. Not that I'm really hurting for stone in this one. I do have some really good stone facilities in the area. I'm just that chintzy. I am a cheap bastard. Hence the video and audio quality you see. Cool. So I'm going to let that produce for a little bit. Give this a little more room just to provide some extra buffer for more steel output. Although they'll store in the furnaces up to 50 stacks, I believe. So, yeah, there'll be plenty waiting here when we get back. That's not a problem at all. Oh, that's weird. Wouldn't pull off that belt. The hell? Must be damaged. Ah! Health 4%. Well, fuck it. Let it break. I don't care. It's just wasting space in my inventory at this point. Since I can't put it into production, let's see if I can shoot it. When in doubt, guns, guns, guns. Oh, there it is. Alright, cool. Getting a nice bit of steel going here. Let's go ahead and get a couple more steel furnaces going. And this is really the main focus right now, is just because this is going to boost my raw material output significantly. I'm going to need to put some more ore on the belt. As I mentioned earlier, miners are going to be boosted as well. So I'm actually going to get those going after replacing these. Boom! More steel production. Fuck yeah. Major bottleneck soon to be eliminated. Grab me some more of these inserters because I'm going to need quite a few. That's okay. That's okay. I got to get an actual inserter production line going just so that it will produce fast inserters. Because, well, they're fast. Hence the name. Plus, I don't have to sit there and milk them off of a belt, which is always annoying anyway. Alright, grab those. We can go get those miners going to get the iron output going. Because, I mean, the iron output is actually pretty damn good. I mean, it's still holding, despite the fact that I now have the 5 steels going. Let's go ahead and boost that to 70 because, fuck yeah. But, yeah, it's not keeping both sides of the belt completely full. And I always feel much, much better when both sides of the belt are completely full. It's like having a full tummy in a warm bed. Only with steel. Which I guess technically you could have that at the same time. It just doesn't sound very comfortable. Alright, cool. So grab all those. Waddle over here. Oh shit, you know what? I was neglecting the electricity. You cannot do that. Steel plate. I could do solar panels. The problem is I can't do accumulators yet just because I'm not producing batteries. So I'm not really raring to get that on. It is possible, it's just not very useful right now. I never bothered with lab efficiency. The learnings will come hot and heavy, as it were. Shotgun damage, however. Wait a minute, combat robotics. Why do I have that? Oh, let's go ahead and get the modules unlocked. So I'm going to need the speed modules unlocked. That is required as part of progression. Really slow belts. Why do I still have slow belts over here? Welcome to Slow Beltia. Fuck all that. Alright, oh shit. Out of ammunition, no! This is why we build ammo belts. That's a little far away. I guess we can fix that. Give me it, you. Let's get you some ammo. Yeah, all these. Gotta run power up to here. Keep these bad boys fueled with death. Travel to foreign worlds and spread death everywhere. Oh, medium electric poles. Oh shit! But I'm gonna actually do small electrics just to burn up some of the wood sitting in my inventory, because that's taking up space, and you know, space is a premium. Like a scavenger's got to carry everything with me. Like, sure, I could put some chests down and store it there, but then it's not in my pocket. Like that dumb shit you carry around in a backpack thinking, oh, if the end of the world comes, I'm prepared. The end of the world ain't gonna come, and if it did, your fat ass would die first anyway, so none of that shit in that pouch is gonna save you. But damned if you don't feel better having it. There you go. Get those juiced up and these juiced up. And at this point, gotta get some electricity going because I bet you we're maxed out, probably yellow. Oh shit! Look at that. I actually do have a little bit of capacity remaining, but just. And so it is time to build the second row, which means I'm gonna need a lot more stone actually. So let me run over there and I guess I'll just pull it off the belt. This is that. Although those will be steel furnaces eventually. But for now, I need the stone so I can actually make boilers. I need plain old stone right now, so that'll wait. Okay, cool. So there's the boilers, and I get the first steam engine. Let me go get a little more iron so I can make my pipes, and a few more steam engines, and we will have Power Road 2.0. Ho, ho, ho. So we got a 1 and a 2, and a little bit of pipe action. Still just tapping walls. As long as they're not doing damage to turrets, I'm not really sweating too much. Oh, do I have enough inserters? I do have enough inserters. Just barely. Fair enough. Hopefully there's enough coal feed going through here to support this. It's actually going to get tapped because look, there's already a little gap there. When I lay down the second row of steam engines, that's going to hit it harder. And that could end up being a problem. Huh. We don't need to chop when... Oh, shit. Missed the button. Oh, so embarrassing. I was trying to be Mr. Cool Guy, and I'm like, oh, nah, I can't type. Can't type and run my face at the same time. Bam! 12 gauge forestry, bitch. There we go. Gotta angle down so I don't accidentally shoot my power supply in the face. That would be embarrassing. Now, since this belt is already feeding into there, as long as I can get enough coal going into that, what I can do is take one steam engine. While I'm thinking about steam engines, let me actually get a few more producing since it's a little slow. I can take one steam engine, slap it there, take the boilers, slap them to the ass here, and it's just off. Alright, fuck it, I'm just going. I was going to try to be fancy, because if you get out of my fucking way, then I can talk. If you like basically bring the engines in, run a pipe to bring them next to each other, you can actually set this next row together, and you can use inserters like so to pull coal out of one row of inserters. It'll pull the coal, or burnt boilers, it'll pull the coal out and drop it into the next row of boilers. So you can bunny hop coal off from a single belt across multiple boilers. In this particular case, I'm just going to run a second line of coal to this lane of boilers. Not as fancy, but fuck it. Just because I'm wearing the corporate does not mean I'm fancy, yeah. And I'll just go ahead and use up these shitty power poles. Oops. Wandered onto the inside there, didn't want to do that. Spacing seems a little fucked up, don't it? Then it, something's a little fucky here. I've made a grave error. By grave, I mean minorly inconvenience, but totally grave. So bring this to here. Seriously, why am I not seeing what I did wrong here? Here, you just get out of the way. I need to look at this for a sec. I must be lining up my steam engine wrong. There should be a gap there. There should be. I mean, look, you can see up here, I have 2 lanes of boilers, like the same setup, and yet I don't have 2 lanes. And then, oh, I'm lining up the inserters. Okay. Okay, good. Got all confused there for a moment. Let me just slap that on the ass on there. Okay, the world is sane again. Got to run off into the woods butt naked screaming. What is happening in this world? So bring this baby out. Didn't I? Okay, I did. Worried I didn't properly prepare for this moment. Oh, Snapples. Came unprepared. Forgot to wear pants. I know I made. Oh, it's because I made the steam engine. Ah, keep screwing myself up here. Drop these right. Yeah, son of a bitch. We've lost all power. No. It's okay. And finally, we'll just put a regular old splitter there, because whatever. I mean, the red belts. Ow! The red belts on that feed are extraneous anyway. You don't need coal going into a lane of boilers quickly at all. So the reds are really just because I hate yellow belts and I have them in my inventory, so fire in the hole. Speaking of fire in the hole, bam, and the electricity crisis dwindles. Muy excelente. So we got a nice big buffer, and I can build 7 more engines off of that string to get plenty of power. Cool, so the power problem has been alleviated, but note that the coal belt is now thinning rapidly. This is one place where I may actually want to go ahead and bring in a little extra red action. And then I'm going to be bolstering the miners. Check these real quick. Okay, it's still just walls being hurt, so all good. So bring those over there, but I do need to also up the coal output in total. The means by which is indeed more miners. So, oops, and of course I go running right by the supply belt for that sort of thing, because I'm a chud. And yeah, them biters are starting to come hard and heavy, so I really do need to get to a point where I know aggro them. Can't do Automata 3 because of that blue science requirement. In fact, blue science is going to start to be a little critical. Go ahead and get the laser turrets unlocked, because I will be taking those to shove lasers thusly up the asses of annoying biters. Got a whole bunch of steel. Well, I'm not actually going to lay down the steel furnaces just yet, because I do need to up the coal output quite a bit. Do not need any kind of shortage on the power. That would just be bad, bad juju. I'm going to bring this up around here. Actually, that's going to go here. And up. We're going to make it. Just got to get there. There we go. Just gonna fuck that up. Alright, cool. So, 2 extras. Hopefully we'll go ahead and make up the difference here. Because come up here, you see there's still enough on the belt, but it is running down the line. And those boilers are going to start to run short. And once those start to run short, it turns into a cascading effect, because once the amount of power available starts coming down, or once the amount of coal comes down, then the boilers start producing less heat. The engines start producing less electricity, and then once it hits that tipping point of going beyond maximum utilization, everything slows down. It just turns into a resonance cascade. It just cascades across all of the equipment in the factory. Makes the place run like shit. And this we do not want. So try to prevent it. Try to prevent it by getting out ahead of it. Alright, so I'm going to check the coal output real quick. I don't want to leave that unattended. Alright, cool. That's doing okay. My worry here is that I'm fixing to boost iron production a little more, just because the belt is running so lean now. But by doing so, it's actually going to increase the coal usage down here. Law of unintended consequences might bite me in the nuts. So, drop them on that ore. This ore belt is taxed, so these furnaces down here aren't even getting used. I need to boost the ore output even further in order to effectively touch those. And you can see it's actually backing up back here, so what I'm going to do is properly balance the belt as I should have previously. Which should help, because it'll keep a continuous stream coming through here, but I do want to speed up the splitter there, because right now it's acting as a bottleneck. Yeah, none of these things are too severe in and of themselves, but it all comes together to make the entire factory much less efficient than it otherwise should be. Like once I've replaced this splitter, it's actually going to increase the ore output, or the ore supply, fairly well. Possibly enough to get these furnaces down here producing. Which, again, going back to those unintended consequences, also means that the ore usage is going to go up as well. So I'm going to need to monitor that for just a wee bit after I bump that up. But let me go ahead and get this, because that is a definitely known immediate need. And as you can see, boom, the friggin' backup that was sitting right there is immediately drained out. We now have 6 walls being damaged. The biter's coming in hot and heavy. We're not even at 10% biter evolution yet. The bigger, nastier ones are going to be coming soon, and we need to start getting the proper defenses for that. But in order to do that, I need raw materials. And now we have a lot more of the furnaces producing, still not reaching the bottom. I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm going to need some more miner action on the ores. This is backed up to here. Okay. Yes. Good. That's why I wanted to make sure of, that it's still keeping a solid lane going all the way to the steam engines, because steam engines über alles. I'm already getting into the point where blue science is needed for anything, or the shiatsu. Explosives can be fun. Landmines are pretty good. Pretty good. With the bullet upgrades, start draining some of them reds. Make the turrets a little more effective. Ones that I already got. So I'm going to count on them for a while. Pop that here. Start running new lanes down of... oops. Double oops. Oh my god, I just killed all the power to the turret feeders. Ain't that a bitch? There we go. Actually, I'm curious how far back the bullet backup is going at this point. Should be, yeah, it's mostly right now. Oh yeah, I help! Yeah, let's kill him! That was all me. Aw, shit, yeah. Like, them turrets were doing okay. Don't mind, you know, I don't want to take anything away from their work. You know, that was all. Let's get these balanced out, please. It's not really balanced. It's just going to feed from opposite sides of the belt. Keep it from feeding all on one side. Ends up backing up the belt uselessly because it's only hitting one side of the damn thing. You got the whole other side. It's like vodka vapors. So good. Come on down. Now that I have a nice little steel production going as well, I can start looking at getting the fluids producing. Especially since I got enough power to back up a couple refineries and all that good shit. So, need more iron, more electronics. Electronics is probably something... Oh, let's check that real quick. That's hitting a section that I'm not actually used to seeing get hit, so I'm a little concerned. Okay, so it hit right down here. A little extra turret action would be good. Yeah, we'll just put it right next to that guy. So that little guy, I wouldn't worry about that little guy. Probably get a bullet feed going to that one soon as well. But electronic circuits are about to play a much bigger part in production. Now that blue science is pending, definitely gonna need it for that. Gonna need it for solar panels. Those are really the major draws in the short term that I'm concerned with as far as mass production. Later on, if you decide to go modules, holy shit, modules, like, you could just keep feeding copper into it, and modules is like, more, you prick, give me it all. Freaking modules, man. That's why, and a lot of people obsess over modules, get the productivity modules and all this shit. It's like, dude, the world is infinite. There's resources all around here. It is a fuckload cheaper to build more miners, more solar panels, and more accumulators to keep that shit coming than it is to throw modules into existing gear. So, but at the same time, it is pretty fun loading up a full line of electronic circuit producers, reds, blues, and then the module producers to just churn them out as fast as humanly possible. It's pretty cool, especially when you're playing something like with a 5 dim or something else that has higher level modules. It's just like, holy shit! Oh, it's an old fucking Memorex commercial or something. I'm just dating the piss out of myself with that one. All right, cool. That coal mine's still fun. I feel better. I feel better. But still need a whole bunch of raw mats. Get that first pump jack going. Oh no, he's got fluids. He's gone fluids. A little more damage on them turrets since they're going to be... They got to hold down the front for quite a while longer. Laser turrets are not going to be ready to take over for quite a while. That requires a whole infrastructure on its own. Like, I'm definitely going to build a few laser turrets once I have the raw materials and capabilities to do so, just for the sake of raiding those bases out there. But, yeah, they're not going to be feasible for defense for a long time. Oh, I heard copper. Well, that I actually have a lot easier time picking up there. Oh, snappings. Alright, cool. Throw down a couple more pump jacks, then a couple ore refineries. We'll leave it at that for a bit. Grab Zims. Let's go to grab Zims up! I actually produced these for a reason. Wanted to get a little more steel furnace action over on this lane since the, there we go. Since the ore was looking good on that side of the belt. So I'm actually going to get these out of here. As I said, those just go to waste. There's no use for those stone furnaces at this point, so I'll just stick them in my inventory until I find someplace to shove them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Turret's being hit. Yep. Sure enough, these fuckers are getting polluted now, so they're going to start raiding a lot harder, which means I do need to bolster the defenses over there. Now, previously, I was trying to consider where I actually wanted to put my refining. And I was giving a little bit of consideration. I'm thinking it's probably going to be in this area just to keep the pipelines close enough to come down into the bottom area over here by the science and where near-term production is going. This whole section is just looking more and more temporary by the minute. So not overly concerned with, its long-term prospects at this point. This is turning into pure survival. These dickheads are already attacking. They're beating the shit out of the western front. They're hitting this eastern section where I was wanting to do some expansion. This poor turret just got its nuts kicked in. So I'm actually gonna bring up the wall and cut off. Whoops, not with that weapon though. Clear out some of this. Hopefully not get some company on here. Just roll right over the top of me. Just trying to clear a path so I can run a wall up through here. Just wall off my copper deposit, get some proper defenses. Given that the water's right here, I only need to set a wall going this far. Doesn't need to be anything too fancy. This is strictly a temporary measure until I can actually expand out that section to come out here, because I am going to need that coal. So far, the deposit that I have over here is holding up better than I had expected it to, actually. I thought I was going to have to grab another coal deposit even sooner, but it seems like it's going to hold up for a bit. But that, bit goes away real fast once the fit hits the sham. Okay, so clear out a little bit more of this and then lay down a couple turrets along this wall here, just so there's a little bit of extra firepower laid down next to this dude. The wall's going to help a lot. In fact, I'm just going to go and lay down a second layer of wall right here, because this wall's going to go up. Yeah. Those guys came down at an angle. They came down this way. What is going on over here? May need more radar action. See what the fuck's doing here. Because they came from a direction I was not expecting to see some action coming from. And it may have just been that these wanderers came up, hit pollution cloud deep, and then angled down, but that's pretty suspicious stuff there. Kind of changes my thinking about this whole place. So I'm gonna take a big slug of ammo and drop it in there. Leave that one where it is. Just to make it a little more convenient to run through that gap. Doesn't really make that much of a difference, but fuck it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and lay down this third pump jack. Just putting it down where power is because I'm lazy. Now the refinery core. While I'm thinking on that though, I'm gonna need a whole lot more iron just for the piping on this alone. It's gonna be redonkulous. Redonkulous. Just go down and grab this shit. I'm gonna need so many pipes just to keep it clean. I try to do at least. I try to get the refineries laid out in the general fashion that I want them to be in long term. And also, oh shit, I don't have fluid storage yet. That sucks. And usually try to plan around fluid storage as well, just because once the light oil starts bottlenecking, it's going to fuck up the production of all of the rest of the fluid products. So let me get this Snapple out of the way here. And I really don't need to be clearing this much space, but I'm having a hard time kind of visualizing how I want to lay the refineries out over here. Because I'm thinking it's most likely that the refineries are going to go over on the eastern portion of this section, so that the west portion is left for storage, have piping coming out, pulling the products off the refineries to bring them over here. It'd be nice to do a double row of refineries, one here, and feed into the middle and bring the pipes from their outputs downward, but there's just not the space for it here. That'll be for future expansion somewhere way, way outside of where I'm standing right now. So refineries probably go over here, bring over to pipes, bring it down to tanks, and then those tanks will be the primary feed lines for the products that the fluids are actually being pulled for. The petroleum will end up going into a little farm, do light oil to petroleum cracking once it gets advanced, and then I'll produce sulfuric acid and lubricant up here, just because they're pure fluid products. But other oil-based products probably produce elsewhere. As long as coal holds out, then I won't bother with solid fuel. I have done that in cases where I've started someplace where coal was really, really scarce. Just gone solid fuels to feed my power for quite a while. But typically, if you're at the point where you can produce that well, I mean, unless you're having an iron shortage, solar cells and accumulators are good. Or a space problem. One game that I played that I really had to rely on solid fuels pretty hard is a game that I played where I went like heavy biters and light materials, so I was stuck in a very tight area for a long time and expanding was difficult. That was a case where taking advantage of the everlasting oil was a very good thing. Because oil is actually pretty damned good for producing electricity to steam engines when you're going like hardcore solid fuels. Alright, so we're going to bring this around here, which is nice because it's right next to the water, so I can run water to it once I go to advanced oil refinery. And I can actually bring it down here, I'm thinking, so I can lay down quite a few more refineries. It's going to block off this stone if I do that, but I might be able to rig it to where I can still claim most of that stone. The problem is the piping running over the top, but I do want to run that kind of long anyway, just to get it out of the way of shiatsu. Ideally, end up linking up like so. I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to keep it efficient to start. But then like to go a little further ahead, leave some space so I can work some piping around. Cut it over to here. And then finally, This should get it around the stone well enough that I can take advantage of it. It's gonna be a little covered up. I'm gonna lose a little bit of it, but I'm not too worried about that part of it. I'm gonna bring this up here. Don't bring this up here. I'm like, my brain just slowed down. It's not the booze. I'm just really, really tired. This is a very, very long freaking day at work. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this might be the last time I ever take a contract with a company going through a merger. Of course, I didn't know they were going through one until after I was in the midst of the fucking thing. That was strictly supposed to be, hey, help you get Exchange Online in place and take care of some long-term shit that you just haven't been able to get to. And oh, by the way, we're going through the biggest merger in the history of our company. Help us out. Fuck that again. I mean, invaluable experience for an IT guy. Don't get me wrong. It's certainly a good experience to have in the pocket to be familiar with. Man, I actually did these backwards. It's not enough that I'm gonna sweat it or anything, but ideally, you want to have the heavy oil close to the refineries and the petroleum gas further away from the refineries, because you're gonna want to crack the light oil and heavy oil at some point. And it's like if you're just gonna be feeding it out anyway, you can have your light and heavies firing out towards the where the petroleum gas is located anyway. But I can still do that. I just have to bunny hop the petroleum gas out further and bring the heavy oil in closer. So it's not that big. Oh no, actually, you know what? As I'm saying it, I just noticed I actually did get that right. I'm just so fucking tired right now. So I'm probably gonna be cutting off soon, but I do want to groove a little bit more now that I finally got me some fluid lined up. Right now I'm just trying to figure how I actually want to finish bringing this out, and also delaying a little bit because I'm hoping shotgun shell damage will end up hitting, and I can go ahead and get fluid storage done as well. Get some raw materials. There we go. And then try to remember what I was just about to do, because it was something useful. Oh shit! Look at that. I do have storage things. Derp to the derp. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Do one for crude oil as well. And I still need to get enough piping going to get these bad boys run up to the refineries, because refineries run so much better when they actually have the oil coming to them. It may seem strange, but it is true. Alright, bump that to here, and I'm going to do undergrounders just so I can run between them. There we go. So we got those going to there. But first I want to line up the storage tanks on here just so I have a vague idea. Say a good idea, but that's bullshit. It's a vague idea on where the stuff is going. I already got the fluid storage, yay. Which is going to be my priority right here, but I already took care of that, so that is pretty fucking sweet. Yeah, I'll get the engines done. Call the engines! There we go. So that'll be for crude oil. Get that bubbling crude. And then I'm going to bring this baby out all over here for the petroleum gases. I want to line it up with this fucker so I can just bunny hop that a couple times and get it there. But I'm going to bring it all the way out here because, as I mentioned before, if you line everything up right and you leave enough space, you can actually do your cracking right in the middle. I think I can get one more back and still be okay here. And then, that looks weird. Why do I have an elbow here? I have an odd number. Oh, because it's right there. No. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We will reposition the shit out of that one because I can bring this in here. Not ideal because I do want to run side by side and I can't risk bumping this down. You know what? Fuck that. I'm getting too greedy on the space. I try to leave enough space that I can get chemical plants position between them, so that it's like you have the pipes running between here. You can put the chemical plant right in the middle for the cracking, so you can do heavy to light cracking right here to feed into here, and then light to petroleum right in here. We'll grab some iron, bolster that side around the copper pit just a little bit, because they're getting lower out of there. As much as I want to finish off the actually, I'm gonna grab some more iron because I do want to finish that off on the pipes. I do want to finish off getting the initial fluids done, so they actually start pumping the fluids into the tanks. But a couple more attacks and they could very well breach a wall. Probably not, because I did double it up, but they're already rowdy as fuck. So the electric engineer one. Which at this point, we're looking at a potential for robotics. But again, I'm not a big fan of logistics. I do like having a pocket full of construction bots, just for the sole purpose. Oh shit, I'm gonna pick up some bullets. Just for the sole purpose of being able to lay down blueprints. Because building from blueprints is pretty fucking awesome, especially when you start doing solar farms. Because, you know, solar farms take up just so much space. Just so much space over here. So much space that when you start to lay down large fields of them, as you inevitably have to do in order to start feeding larger factories, it gets really, really tedious to do that by hand. Like, really, really tedious. And then when you start laying down some of your, especially when you get into your main factory builds, like your large electronics builds, when you start doing long stretches of greens and reds, where you just keep continuously building on them, building on them, building on them, and occasionally just pivot copper lines into the existing lane to continue feeding the beast. You just keep extending more and more blocks, like with the greens, do the 3x2s, 3 inserters for copper wire going into 2 for the electronic circuits. It's just one after another, after another, after another. To have that blueprinted is so nice. And you just keep the materials in your inventory, and every once in a while you run up, you go print, 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 print. Like the bots go out there, build the shit out, move on with your day. They're hitting that bottom portion again. I don't think that I reinforced it yet, even though that was something I wanted to do. Oh, well. It'll make it, or it won't. Either way. I'm going to go ahead and put the other half of that one down, but now it's going to a steel tank. There's no production, so it's not really doing anything, but it's going to a steel tank. And that one is going to a steel tank. And this one will go to a steel tank. Although this one I'm actually going to stop here and bunny hop it so that I can get a row of tanks running across there. There we go. That'll leave enough room for that. I'll just bump the pipe in there. Or aesthetic bullshit. Oh, snap-agains. That looks off, doesn't it? It does look off. Oh my god. It's so dark. It's so dark. The darkness, Jackie, the darkness. Holy Christ. That was like one of the dumbest fucking voices in video games. And they're like, yeah, that's good. Let's do that. Sounds great. Let's go with it. I'm like, no, don't go with that. It's fucking dumb. They did. Fun game otherwise. Good combat. Oops, one of us. There we go. There we go. Got the refineries hooked up, so all we need is Radio Gaga. You gotta wait for those finish producing first. Yay! Got, oh shit, there's a bunch of them. Thought I had all the yellow melts out of my inventory. I was like, yes, Lord! It's like cleaning up your room after a party. At least I assume so. I wouldn't know what that's like. Yeah, so let the bunny hopping begin. There's plenty of it. Jump, 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 jump. There's flight. Maybe get that out of the way. Leave the possibility of robotics. Given the limited space I have available, it might actually come down to doing some logistics. Oh shit! Settle down, baby. Settle down. Run this on the side here. Keep it away from there so I don't accidentally. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm pretty sure. Fairly certain. I think it's gonna be okay. Let me. All right, cool. Yeah, it gets a little tricky when you start putting down straight pipes next to other pipes, because then you may just end up accidentally sitting it next to another pipe, and all of a sudden you're now breeding the fucking things. Do not want. Do not. I'm gonna try some tricksy bullshit here. Just because I gotta lace it through here and then get it over to that tank there. Yeah, like here's a good example. If I laid down a straight pipe on the end of this, it would actually merge into that one there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put another curved pipe here, drop that over here. Let me get one more curved pipe, and then we should be golden on the feed, because I'll just do the rest of straights. Which is fine, because that'll actually run along the side of this thing and merge into there. Bam! Oh my god, oh my damn. Cool. So let's get the elbows hooked up that are missing. Which I think that was it. Oh, no, one more. Boom! Shalock lock boom. The pumps are flowing. The tank is filling. And so now I just need to get oil to the refineries and life's good. Which shouldn't really take too much because it's sitting right here. Fuck. And I'm totally gonna dig this up. I always forget which side gets oil and which side gets water. I think water is on the right, but I'm probably wrong. God damn it. Probably wrong, and then so when I go to advanced refining, it's just going to end up there. Oops, let me get around this. Should have put an underground in. But once I run water to it for the advanced oil refining, it's probably going to be on the wrong side. I'm going to have to pull all that shit out and rebuild it. But look at this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I not hook up the light? Did I not hook up any of them? I must have fucked something up. We have heavy oil here. We don't have heavy oil there. That's because that is an elbow and I'm retarded. Well, shit. Ah, some news I hate me. Alright, let's pull this up. There's that one. Holy shit, man. I just completely dicked that all up, huh? So we got that. Yeah, I can see I got this one going to there, and it's not doing anybody any good right there. So instead, we're going to go like so. Man, I'm just wasting material tonight, baby. Old snapkins. Alright, so that's more heavy. Fuck that up already. Give me this tank. So I can put it right back down. Wow. God damn it. There's heavy oil on the line still. Whoop whoop. Pull it all up. All of it. Mother of God. Oh man. Long day. Not convention, because it can't be that bad of a day if I was able to come home and do some streaming, but it was a long day. Wouldn't be so bad if tomorrow wasn't looking just as long. Yeah, wow, I'm like really, really, really offset here. And this is not an insurmountable problem. This is really, really just unnecessarily annoying. Let me do this. Yeah, that doesn't need to bunny hop any further because that's crude, so that's all good. Where's that going? I can't actually run there because that is petroleum jump. Well, that's a petroleum jump, but it's not feeding anything because I missed that elbow too because I'm fucking retarded. Not hating on retarded people. They're great. Just damned happy not to have to deal with that nonsense they gotta deal with for myself. None but love, nothing but sympathy. Fuck, man. Life is hard enough. Haven't had that bullshit to deal with as well. Alright. What did I do with the crude? So I'll move the crude line somewhere. I don't even know where, but it's gonna move somewhere else, not there. It's gonna go move over, not there. That's where it's gonna move. Give me some of this. Alright, got the Lido over there, there. I just need to rehook that crude feed. No mass. Oops. Which, no, actually that'll work just fine. Pop it right into the middle here. It'll take care of itself. There we go. Alright, we got the fluid situated. A little bit messier than I had expected to do because I got the tank spacing wrong. I was looking at one pipe on one refinery and another pipe on another refinery and not paying attention to his groups of 3 pipes. Well. That's the beauty of Factorio. There is always a way to get the job done. Sometimes it is fucking complete spaghetti. And that is okay. Because spaghetti factories are best factories. That's why I don't like learning, specific patterns of this and that and the other thing. Like there are certain groupings of objects which I just do because I like it or it's expedient. Oh man, look at this! Look at this! All right. So quick recap before I bail. Steel production is in effect. Fluid production is now working. We now have fluids being stored, none of them being used for anything useful yet, but that's okay. The hard part is out of the way. We have fluid production, so now at this point you need to scale it up. We have a whole lot of available oil. I don't know what the fuck you call it. Like fields, I guess? Crude oil fields? A whole lot of oil to exploit. So there's a lot of potential there. Just got the second batch of power up. We're still doing just fine with just the 3 engines we have there. So when we expand 7 engines, get a lot more power, that's great. The biter attacks are getting hot and heavy. And this is going to become a major issue in short order because biter evolution is now at 10%. Pollution is now spreading even wider, and it's going to get worse and worse. Look at this fucking line right here. This is ridiculous. Look at these assholes. That wall is getting slapped. Let's see how many of these wall segments get popped right here. 2, not too bad. Turrets actually held down okay. I'll have to put some more turrets up there though, because man, they're gonna get their nuts kicked in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just stack these thick up here. I have 2 more. I could actually just do that right now while I'm bullshitting about it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, got this expansion up here now. Got this little grouping that's been sitting back there. Got this thing that's just growing bigger, sitting next to that coal field, which I'm gonna be going after at some point. These guys are now pissed because the pollution's sitting on them. This goddamn thing, like this right here. Holy shit. This, oh my god. Yeah, this is going to be the crawl right here. Nasty little batch here. Fortunately far enough away that it's not really causing me any grief right now. This is in the pollution field, so they're sending periodic raids. This one's about to get in the pollution field. The biters are becoming a pain in my ass. But yes, pain in my butt. But I now have all of the prerequisite materials necessary to begin planning my offense. And all of these dead biters here are just a warm-up. The biter blood must flow. This is my planet now, bitches. But in order to make sure that our conquest of this shitty little planet takes place well enough, we have to ensure that we defend what we got here. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more. There we go. There we go. And now, there we go. And this is why you will lose, because I have technology. And that's really what Factorio is all about in the end. It just demonstrates mankind will always win because we can build enough shit to destroy you. Keep that in mind, any aliens that might be catching this broadcast flying into space, which probably won't happen because that's not how the internet works. But the point remains. Well, this has been a very productive evening for having to cut it fairly short. And it's been so nice having some background music to go along with it too, so that's pretty sweet. I was really worried about that aspect, frankly, because it's like I love music, but it's like I don't want my casts or recordings to be fucked with by the copyright police. It's like, you know what, you guys are stupid, insanely rich. Let me just do my little thing here and live in peace. I pay my taxes, let it be. But no, royalty-free music on Spotify. Love that shit. I'll see if I can go find some place to donate to them to help them keep that shit going. Look at all this ore coming in. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it. This has been a very, very good session. This is the part of this is why I love Factorio right here. You know, that first session we had, you know, it was fun, but you know, that getting that initial go out, mine some shit by hand, set up some burner miners and all that good stuff, I don't find that terribly enthralling. This is Factorio. This is where it all starts coming together, where you start getting mass production going, where you start getting all of these different elements to come together, where I have the spot on my head growing and fraying because chroma key sucks in the shitty lighting. Working on that. Just looking at some lighting tonight, actually, but it's not there yet, so... Oh, now I can't make it happen, right? Oh, well, whatever. You can rewind if you really want to see my head open up like a fucking creature. But you get all of these elements starting to come together. I mean, at this point, huge possibilities, huge. They're off the map because now I have all of the core materials necessary to really take it to the next level. You know, I have pretty much all of my critical green science completed. There's still a few more elements, like, you know, once flight's finished, that's going to give me access to the robotics chains, so I can start generating engines, get through those. I also get the car and the tank. Not really worried about those because I'm not going to be doing rapid expansion anytime soon anyway. Chances are by the time I even think about doing that, I'm going to have power armor and slap some exoskeletons in it. Yeah! And then now I can start producing the solar panels, the accumulators. So that's probably going to be the last of the steam engines I have to produce. The one sitting right above me over here. I can start getting the circuits produced well. In fact, biggest challenge now as far as circuits are concerned, space. I don't really have any to work with here. You know, I've got enough so that I can get my blue science going. Let me murder this rock while I'm talking. I have enough to get my blue science churning. Oops, sorry. But not really anything to get, say, a green electronics chain going, which is a real pisser. Because that would be nice just to have those churning out en masse to help alleviate some of the need to make that locally. Not a big deal this early. But otherwise, I mean, around here, we've burned up damn near all of the useful construction space. You know, at this point, it's just going to be expanding existing facilities into it. There's a bit up here, and this is actually where I had originally considered building out the refinery, because I can build up decent here, and then even expand this wall out a bit and take the turret line out even further to get even more space. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm going to end up bringing the supply chain up over here and then actually arc it up and over. Not something I like to do too often because it leaves a massive buffer sitting here not doing anything, but at the same time, I don't really have anything against massive buffers because it's like having a buffer available is a good thing. Hell, having like your furnaces feeding in it, all those fucking biters, my god! I mean, they're getting chewed to bits, so it's all good. There's a lot of biters. These guys are angry. But having a nice huge buffer on a belt is actually a good thing, particularly when it comes to vital materials such as coal. Because that way you have that much more room to see, oh shit, I'm running low, and then be able to get ahead of it before it becomes a problem. So right now, despite the fact that the biters are starting to get to be something to give some significant thought to, but not too worried about at this point, actually in a really, really good position. So I'm going to leave off now. Get some sleep because I'm really, really tired and I got another long day tomorrow. But again, so happy if you stop by to check it out, watching the recordings, whatever the case may be. If you have any feedback, leave it. If you like it, tell somebody. Hell, just tell me if you just don't want to tell anybody else. You know, you're too embarrassed to say you listen to my stupid ass. I'm going to continue to work on improving the general quality of the streams and the recordings, whether it be technical improvements, you know, in audio and lighting, or improvements just in the way that I present information or anything like that. So if you have any suggestions, even if it's in regard to something that I've already mentioned that I'm going to be working on, if you have any ideas or anything like that, let me know. I would appreciate that as well. Other than that, I thank you for visiting, and I look forward to seeing you again next time I decide to get this thing on.